I'm buying this car for my daughter's Christmas gift, Daniel said softly, his hand resting on the glossy red hood of the new sedan. His voice was calm, almost shy, but firm enough that anyone listening knew he meant it. The dealership showroom was warm, brightly lit, smelling of leather seats and new rubber. But even the glow of the polished cars couldn't hide the looks he was getting. The salesman standing near the reception desk snickered. His clothes were simple: faded jeans, a work jacket with tiny rips near the cuffs, boots covered in dried cement dust. He looked like someone who had walked in by mistake. Someone who dreamed of cars like this, not someone who bought them. One salesman leaned toward another and whispered, "Bet he can't even afford the tires." Another replied, "Probably wants pictures to show his friends." Daniel heard them. He always heard comments like these. But he didn't flinch. He slowly walked around the car, admiring the soft leather interior, the safety features, the reliability score. This wasn't about showing off. This wasn't about making anyone jealous. This was about his daughter, Lily. She was turning 16 2 days after Christmas. She never asked for much, never begged for birthday gifts, never complained when her friends had more. She was the kind of girl who found joy in little things: making snow angels, reading old books, watching Christmas movies wrapped in blankets. And she had never asked for a car. But Daniel wanted to give her something meaningful, something that would show her how deeply he cared, how much he saw her sacrifices too. She was growing up fast, balancing school, part-time work, and helping him at home. She deserved something special, something beautiful, something safe. He rested his hand on the steering wheel and smiled. "This is the one," he whispered. The laughter behind him. Just then, footsteps approached. A young salesman with perfect hair and an even more perfect smile walked over, holding a clipboard. "Sir," he said, tone dripping with polite mockery, "this car starts at $54,000. Maybe you'd like to see something more suitable." Two other salesmen appeared behind him, trying to hide their grins. One pretended to cough but was really laughing. Another openly smirked. "We can show you used models," the taller one said. "Your daughter will still appreciate those," added the other. Daniel straightened up, looking at them calmly. His heart was beating fast, but not from embarrassment, from the memory of everything he had done to stand here today. There were nights he slept in his old truck because he couldn't afford both gas and rent. Mornings he showered at construction sites before work. Birthdays he spent welding in factories so Lily could have a warm home and food. He remembered freezing winters where his jacket wasn't enough. He remembered eating instant noodles for days so he could put a little more into the metal lockbox behind the water heater. He remembered the first time Lily hugged him and said, "Dad, I don't need anything fancy. You're enough." That sentence lived in his chest. He took a slow breath and said, "I want this one." The young salesman tilted his head as if he hadn't heard correctly. "Sir, this is a luxury model. Financing may help." Daniel interrupted gently, "I won't be financing." The laughter grew louder this time. A few customers turned to look. A couple by the counter whispered something and exchanged judgmental glances. The manager arrives. Suddenly, a heavy-set man wearing a shiny watch and a forced business smile approached. The manager. "Is there a problem here?" he asked. The salesman smirked. "This gentleman wants to buy the SLX Premium." The manager chuckled under his breath. "Sir, this vehicle is beyond most budgets. Let's not waste your time. We can guide you to something more realistic." Daniel stared at him. No anger, no pride, just quiet determination. "I'll take this one." The manager sighed and gave a quick nod to the salesman as if to say, "Handle it and move on." The moment everything changed, Daniel slowly unzipped his old backpack, the one with worn straps and frayed stitching. The room quieted. He reached inside and pulled out the first thick stack of cash, neatly banded. The manager's smile froze. He placed another stack beside it, and another, stacks of $50s and $100s, the result of nearly a decade of sweat-soaked days and sleepless nights. Money he earned as a construction worker, plumber's helper, welder, and sometimes all three in 1 week. The showroom fell silent. A salesman muttered, "Oh my God." Another whispered, Is this real?" Customers who had been laughing moments earlier now stared, wide-eyed. Daniel kept placing stacks until the final one rested on the table. His voice remained steady. "Is this enough?" The manager's jaw worked soundlessly for a moment before he finally blurted out, "Why yes, sir. Right this way, please." My office is right here. Suddenly the man who dismissed him was all smiles, gestures, and respect. An unexpected apology. As Daniel followed the manager, the young salesman hurried after him, face flushed red. Sir, I'm really sorry, he said, voice trembling. We didn't know. Daniel stopped. He looked at the young man for a long moment before quietly replying. That's the thing. You never know. So don't judge someone by what they wear or how they look. The salesman lowered his head. Meanwhile, at home, back at their small, cozy house, Lily was curled up on the sofa with a blanket, studying for her exams. Snowflakes drifted outside the window as soft Christmas music played. She had no idea where her father was. No idea what he was doing. No idea how much he had sacrificed for years just to give her a better life. She had no idea that in a few days, a shiny red car with a silver bow would stand in their driveway. And she certainly had no idea that her father, quiet, humble, hardworking, had just stunned an entire dealership. The snow fell softly on Christmas Eve as Daniel drove the new car home. The red sedan looked like a jewel against the fading daylight, its headlights cutting through the cold air. He didn't drive it fast, not just because it was brand new, but because he wanted to savor the moment. He kept glancing at the passenger seat where the giant silver bow lay, ready to be placed on the hood. Just seeing it made him smile. He imagined Lily's face when she would step outside tomorrow morning. He imagined her eyes widening, her hands covering her mouth, her voice cracking with joy. He'd pictured that moment for years. And now, it was finally real. A quiet return home. He parked the car a few streets away. He didn't want Lily to hear the engine or peek through the window. Then, quietly, he walked home through the snow, his boots crunching softly. When he opened the front door, warmth and the smell of cinnamon greeted him. Lily was in the living room, still wearing her oversized Christmas sweater and studying on the couch. She looked up and smiled. Dad, I made cocoa. Did you eat? He nodded. He hadn't. But tonight, nothing could take away the warmth in his chest. He walked over, kissed her forehead, and said, "Go to sleep early, sweetheart. Tomorrow's a big day." She giggled. Dad, Christmas isn't a surprise anymore. You just hide a sweater in a gift bag every year. He laughed softly. If only she knew. Christmas morning. The next morning, Daniel was awake. Before dawn, he slipped outside quietly, heart pounding. It took 3 trips to get the car parked perfectly in front of the house and the giant bow placed neatly on top. When he stepped back, the sunrise painted the car in gold. It looked like a dream. He wiped a tear from the corner of his eye. Then he went inside and whispered, "Lily, come outside, I have something for you." She groaned sleepily but got up, wrapped in her blanket, hair messy, still half asleep. "What is it, Dad? Did the neighbor's dog get stuck in the fence again?" He smiled and shook his head. "Come, you need to see." She stepped outside, took 3 slow steps down the porch, and froze. Completely froze. Her blanket dropped to the snow. Her eyes widened. Her lips parted. Her entire body trembled. Dad, what is that?" Daniel swallowed hard and nodded. "It's yours, sweetheart." Her eyes filled with tears instantly. "No," she whispered. "No, Dad, you didn't, you couldn't." He took her hands gently. "I did, and I could, because you deserve it. You've always helped me, always been so good, so patient. You never ask for anything. But I want you to have this." She burst into sobs and hugged him tightly, so tightly he felt her shaking against him. He closed his eyes, letting the moment wash over him. Lily's shock. When she pulled back, she wiped her tears quickly and said, "Dad, how did you pay for it? This is a brand new car." He smiled, brushing her hair behind her ear like he used to when she was little. "Do you remember that old metal box by the heater?" She nodded slowly. "Every extra dollar I made went into it. For years, I wanted to make sure when you turned 16, you'd have something safe to drive. Something reliable, something I never had." Lily covered her mouth again as she began crying all over. But beneath those tears was something deeper. Gratitude, love, disbelief, and a heavy realization of her father's sacrifices. The first drive. Daniel handed her the keys. Her hands shook as she held them. She kept whispering, "I can't believe this, I can't believe this." She slid into the seat, touching the steering wheel like it was fragile glass. "This is beautiful," she breathed. Daniel got into the passenger seat. Ready, she nodded, eyes shining. She started the engine. It purred perfectly, smooth, quiet, powerful. She drove slowly down the snowy road, her heart racing, her cheeks flushed. Every few seconds she glanced at him. Dad, I love you. I love you too, kiddo. The world finds out. When they returned home, neighbors were outside doing their usual Christmas morning greetings. One woman gasped loudly, "Is that yours, Lily?" She nodded, shyly. Daniel could hear the whispers spreading. Brand new, look at that model, how did he manage that? But for once, none of that bothered him. He didn't buy the car to impress the neighborhood. He didn't do it for anyone's approval. He did it for his daughter. The dealership calls. Around noon, Daniel received a phone call. It was the dealership manager. "Sir, I just wanted to personally apologize again for how you were treated yesterday." Daniel said nothing, waiting. "And," the manager continued, "we would like to offer your daughter free servicing for a full year. It's the least we can do after our mistake." Daniel smiled faintly. "Thank you. That's appreciated." The manager hesitated. "If you ever need anything, please ask for me directly." Daniel ended the call and shook his head, amused. Funny how quickly respect appears once people see money. A father's quiet moment. That evening, as Lily sat in her new car listening to music and taking pictures, Daniel stepped inside and sat by the window with a cup of tea. He watched her from afar. Her smile, her laughter, the way she touched every button inside the car as if it were magic. This was the moment he worked for. This was the life he wanted for her. Not luxury, just happiness. Just safety. Just the knowledge that her father loved her deeply. And for the first time in years, he felt proud of himself. Not for the money, not for the car, but for keeping a promise he made on the day she was born. To give her a life better than his. No matter what it cost him. Lily's gift back to him. That night, Lily stepped into the living room with something behind her back. "Close your eyes," she said. When he opened them, she was holding a framed photo, one of him holding her when she was 5 years old, both of them smiling at a small Christmas tree in their old apartment. Under the photo she had written, "For the best dad in the world. No gift could ever match your heart." Daniel felt his throat tighten. For the first time in a long time, he let a tear fall. A Christmas they would never forget. As the night settled and snow fell gently outside, father and daughter sat together on the couch, talking, laughing, and remembering old times. The red car stood in the driveway, shining under the streetlight. But the real story wasn't the car. It was the love, the sacrifice, the journey, the reminder that sometimes the most powerful moments come from the quietest hearts. And this Christmas, they both knew, was one they would remember forever.